Olha, ele quer fazer um mapeamento dentro da nossa reserva, dentro da nossa área, da comunidade. Eu acho que é isso que se eles chegarem a fazer essas coisas assim, acho que eles vão prejudicar a reserva, porque é aonde a gente não quer isso. Porque eu já estou assustado com a poluição, que tem uma estrada grande, a BR-74, que atravessa lá, e eu tive lá um ano passado. Eu achei muito sujeira lá naquela BR, justamente na cabeceira desse rio, e a gente se assusta com isso. A preocupação da gente mais é com as pessoas de fora, posso falar, né? De Roraima, do negócio de deputado, essa gente que quer tentar prejudicar o nosso lado, que se for possível nós vamos meio longe com isso, mas ninguém vai deixar ninguém fazer o que quer com a nossa comunidade, com a nossa reserva.
I'm not able to see any signs of encroachment immediately around the village, but the fear here is real. The hope today is for the reserve to be officially recognized by the Brazilian government and expanded to incorporate families outside the current territory. This would bring increased enforcement of the reserve's boundaries and increase the total protected area. Here's Chris.
In 2002, we received a visit from IBAMA of Brasilia, and IBAMA is the Brazilian Environment Administration Organization. It's the government environment organization. And we worked out a project with them to create what is known as an extractive reserve, which is a model created by Chico Mendes, who was the rubber tapper union guy who received the Nobel Prize for his work in saving the forest in Acre and was then murdered in 1988. But this is a type of reserve which Marina Silva, the environment minister, is encouraging because she comes from the village that Chico Mendes came from. She is a woman from the Amazon, and she's now pushing the creation of extractive reserves, which basically means that the central government of Brazil holds the ownership of the land. They grant it to the Environment Institute, who in turn grants it to the local population. The local population is, a census is done, the local population is registered, and only the people who traditionally inhabit that area are allowed to exploit the resources of that area in a sustainable fashion. So there's no commercial logging, no commercial fishing, no commercial hunting. But the people from the area are allowed to fish for their own needs. They're allowed to cut trees for their own houses and canoes and whatever they need. And they're allowed even to kill animals for meat. But nobody from outside is allowed to do that. So the area of the extractive reserve is planned to go all the way from north of us, where the Waimiri-Atuari Indian Reserve is, right down to where the Rio Jaupri meets the Rio Negro, up the Rio Negro a bit, and then up the Rio Branco, which is parallel to here. And all the land in the middle, which will be about 1 million acres, should become the extractive reserve of the lower Rio Branco, Rio Jaupri. As soon as an extractive reserve is declared, resources are made available to improve education, health, transportation, infrastructure, and people are given courses on whether it's craft works or whether it's exploitation of forestry resources in a way that they can add value to the resources that they have themselves. So what it will mean is that the other communities will hopefully achieve a standard of living similar to the standard of the people here in the Shishou. Once that's done, then everybody in all the other villages that will become a part of this reserve will become as convinced as the people from here that it's in their interests to preserve the environment and protect the forest, because their standard of living improves as a consequence, which is what we've done here, because the objective of this project has always been to prove that it's possible to preserve the natural environment by improving the standard of living of the local people.
The Shishwa-Shiparina Reserve is a remarkable place. It's a conservation area that was founded not by some government or outside NGO, but by the people who wanted to live in the reserves they had for generations. And if the model is adopted by the national government in Brasilia, it could signal an enthusiasm and expansion for a new model of preservation that can not only save one of the most precious ecosystems on the planet, but also provide a better standard of living for the people living within it.